Hey everybody, it's good to have you back on a Monday. Let's talk about space, Ladd-Peebles, and a vaccine mandate. My name's Ike Morgan and we're down in Alabama. The Artemis program's rocket and spacecraft that's eventually expected to take Americans back to the moon has been stacked at Kennedy Space Center in Florida, reports AL.com's Lee Root. Now the launch pad's at Kennedy, but Huntsville, Alabama, of course, is all over this project. At Marshall Space Flight Center, booster development was managed and the course segments were stress tested to failure. Boeing in Huntsville is the prime contractor for the Space Launch System's course stage and development of the flight avionics suite. So now that Space Launch System and Orion capsule are stacked at Kennedy, the next step is what they call a wet dress rehearsal in January. NASA will roll the rocket to the launch pad, fuel up, and test countdown and communication systems. In other words, they'll kick the tires but not light the fires yet. If all goes well there, they'll have a 15-day launch window in February to send the first uncrewed flight of the Artemis 1 rocket and Orion capsule into space. Now, Orion is to detach from its booster, circle the moon, and come back to sweet home Earth. The plan is for Flight 2 to take astronauts around the moon and for Flight 3 to land astronauts on the lunar surface. 10 days have passed since the shooting during a high school football game at Ladd-Peebles Stadium in Mobile, Alabama. And while there's been an ongoing criminal investigation and a search for suspect Hezekiah Caniel Belfon, the Mobile County Public Schools System has also been investigating the security angle. One big issue at hand is gate security. Now, apparently the gates were left unattended at the end of the third quarter as metal detectors were removed and school personnel left to handle other things, such as clearing the stands at the end of the game. Well, reportedly, a group left the stadium and returned with guns just before the shooting. Officials from Mobile schools and Ladd-Peebles Stadium have disagreed on who bears the ultimate responsibility for gate security and whether there should be an expectation of a handoff. What it has led to is a decision by Mobile County Schools to no longer play football games or hold graduation ceremonies at Ladd-Peebles Stadium, reports AL.com's Mike Kaysen. Now that goes for any playoff games that might have been held there this week. The shooting wasn't the first at a ball game at Ladd. In 2019, gunfire at the LaFleur-Williamson game there injured 9 people. 6 Mobile County high schools already have their own on-campus stadiums. This past May, the Board of School Commissioners approved the hiring of an architect to design on-campus stadiums for 5 more schools. Employees for the University of Alabama system and Auburn University are being told they must be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 by December 8th, reports AL.com's Howard Koplowitz. Now, this is barring any approved medical, disability, or religious exemption. It's part of last month's order by President Joe Biden that federal contractors or organizations that receive federal funding must have vaccinated workers. Now, in other words, the schools could lose federal funding, including all the positions that federal money pays for. From a statement by the University of Alabama system, quote, "Failure to comply will place our universities in jeopardy of losing hundreds of millions of dollars received through federal contracts and awards, as well as thousands of jobs funded by those dollars." Thank y'all so much for listening. It'd be great to have you back here tomorrow. Until then, stop by and see us anytime you can on the World Wide Web at al.com.